Oh boy. You introduce it.
And we're talking over albums. We're talking over...
What?
Give my regards to the broads on the street.
I forgot this is the new high energy.
It's the broads on the street. Paul McCartney.
Just kidding. Welcome. This is the most depressing episode yet, maybe. First talking over films. We're just doing the movie version. Give my regards to Broadstreet. Sorry, Tara. Well, no, you're welcome for not making me make you suffer through this. This is gotta keep the intro short because the album's 30 million years long. So you have not seen this. Well, prepare yourself for the biggest pile of shit ever made.
I feel like I'm prepared for it because I saw all the videos for Tug of War and Pipes of Peace. So isn't that right after it? So I feel like I'm ready for the Paul McCartney stylings of the mid 80s. I'm still relevant.
Well, I don't know. The best way to describe this is like the saddest middle-aged vanity project ever made.
Oh. Well, this guy's on a telephone in a...
Billy, vámonos. But, okay. Damn it, this isn't another language. Motherfucker. We might not be able to do this.
It's like...
Or just watch it in Spanish. Billy! Billy! Go! Well, we can learn.
I heard dog. You said something about a dog.
Yeah. We can learn Spanish.
If you slow it down, I understand Spanish a little bit. Like, I don't know all the nouns. I'm really bad with the action words, like adverbs and adjectives. It's hilarious. I'm okay with the fact that people make fun of me.
Hey, all right. Here's an English one.
Yay!
All right. Here's an Australian dude. Tracy Ullman is in this.
Oh,
okay,
I love Tracy Ullman.
I'm going to pause it real quick. I need to concentrate. I'm going to try to give a very brief synopsis of this, which is borderline impossible. Oh, God.
You can edit it. You can make it really short. Oh, Jesus Christ. Superstar.
So, like I said, this is really sad middle-aged vanity piece where Paul McCartney wanted to, like...
We should have got high.
He's trying to do, like, all right, the premise is Paul McCartney's recording a new album.
Okay.
And some guy in his entourage goes missing and takes the tape reel with him, and that's the plot of the movie. And in a movie with, like, young, spunky pop musicians, you could get into, like, hijinks. Like, there doesn't need to be a big, elaborate premise.
Right.
The whole movie is Billy.
Billie Eilish wants to sit with you.
No.
Come over here. Billie Eilish, come over here.
The whole movie is Paul McCartney. Like, there's zero stakes. It's Paul McCartney lazily wandering around London.
Are you trying to say he just made a paycheck?
I guess. It's him lazily wandering around London, kind of with no sense of urgency, looking for these lost tapes, sort of, just showing up places and being like, hey there, have you seen so-and-so? And they go, no. And then
they sing a song?
And then, like, every 20 minutes, there's just some slow, crappier version of one of his older songs.
Oh.
And, like... There's a bunch of people in his entourage, like Linda McCartney's in this, Ringo's James Bond wife at the time.
Feels money grabby. Feels like a money grab.
yeah, this is one of those movies. I have no idea who is making it or why or for whom. Here it is. I hate this movie. I hate it.
How bad could it be? Ringo's in it.
This is Paul McCartney's holiday special. His Star Wars holiday special.
Oh my god! Wait, how long is it? By the way, just
an hour and 48 minutes and 57 seconds.
Oh my god! Where's my eyeball gouging spoon? Son of a bitch. No, it'll be fine. Everything's going to be fine. English people don't even know what windshield wipers are. It's really weird.
Describe the movie to the listeners as it's happening here.
Paul McCartney is dressed
first
pretty much in everything he's worn ever since I've ever known who Paul McCartney was.
First brilliant opening scene. It's like a pitch meeting. Paul McCartney sits in car on hideous London rainy day, writing in a notepad. Scene 1. Brilliant.
There's a Beatles song.
And then he's thinking about stuff.
I'll bet all the Beatles songs are ones that he wrote.
Yeah. But what's weird is, like, I'm not sure... Like,
we're getting smacked in the face with Good Day Sunshine.
But, like, here's where the inexcusable vanity aspect comes into it. Is that Paul McCartney thought that he had the acting skills to pull off, like, an introspective film. Because there's a lot of scenes of him just kind of...
He's driving one of those little hot rods they race at in England. It was crazy. I've seen stuff about these. They literally aren't legal to be driven in any other capacity. They're just like a little funny car, but in England. They top out at like 50 miles an hour or some shit. I don't remember.
Okay, so it's another thing that's annoying about
text?
This. It's like it's not just a middle-aged vanity piece. It's a rich middle-aged vanity piece. It's basically like this entire movie's like the first 20 minutes of Rocky IV.
Here's a bunch of shit the computers couldn't do. Why is he driving this little basically thing that you can't legally drive on the road in England? I can't remember what those are called. A Morris Minor something. There's a thing. Shit, doesn't matter.
Yeah, Morris Minor. I'm gonna call Tara and see if she wants to do a brief rant about this.
Why do they even have telephones in their fucking cars? What's that all about? Hey, that guy. What? What's his name? Brian
Australian
Cox.
Dude. He's in something else.
Yeah, it's not Brian Cox. Brian Cox would probably slap me in the face if I accused him of being in this movie. That's the other guy, Brian. You know, the other Australian guy named Brian. If they're not Brian, they're Bruce. Good day. Hello, my name is Bruce. Hello, my name is Bruce. Hello, my name is Bruce. Look at the old ladies.
See, I'm already checked out from this movie. Like, I hate this movie. You know what?
Oh, I need an HDMI cable. We need to put this up on the big screen. This is stupid.
You know what would be really exciting? Board meetings.
You know what I'm in a hurry to get to? Board meetings. This is... How high was he? Why didn't we get high? This is probably a way better movie when you're really high.
Oh yeah, the best review I've seen for this was... I think I was watching it on YouTube, and like someone left a comment that said me and my friend in like the early 90s watched this on HBO, and we were tripping on acid, and we both just stood up and applauded when the movie ended. Like, maybe
Nothing makes any fucking sense.
Like maybe it's a drug masterpiece.
Why is he driving a car that isn't legally allowed to drive in England anymore? Like, I'm Paul McCartney. I can drive a car that's not legally allowed to be driven in England anymore. And I can scare the shit out of old ladies with blue hair. Okay. I sort of recognize a lot of the people in it. Not exactly, but...
Yeah, there's a lot of, that person in this.
He's the one in the friggin' basically Hawaiian shirt, and everybody else has a suit and tie on. Oh, what are they trying to tell me? Oh, dear. Oh, what's the message here? Huh? And then the guy that doesn't take his sunglasses off when he comes in.
I'm not sure if he thought... And there's Inspector Japp from Poirot.
And Harry Potter, I'm sure. They're all from Harry Potter, right? I haven't watched Harry Potter.
Yeah, so... I'm not sure what he thought was carrying this film. Probably just himself, because there's clearly not enough music in this. Because it'll go like 15, 20 minutes before the next song will kick in.
Whoa.
So, apparently he or whoever wrote the script just thought that, like, vague record industry intrigue would wow audiences.
You're giving a lot of credit to him thinking about this for 1 minute.
Yeah, the sunglasses guy at the end is the air quotes villain of this movie. He's in it for like 2 minutes. He just shows that he's some Australian dude who shows up and then like he's like Paul, I'm gonna put you out of business if you don't get those those tape reels back.
They made this in about 83 if it came out in 84, right? I have to say, Paul McCartney, he was looking pretty good. I'll give him that. Like, you know those English people, as you look around the room, most English people are bald. Everybody knows, if you've ever watched any English TV shows, most Englishmen are bald. They wear big-ass glasses like that.
Tall,
and they have
meaty faces.
And they're skinny with three-piece suits.
And they say, this simply isn't done.
This simply isn't done.
What's all this?
Everything that can be done has been done.
I wish you could ban Australian
There's always a
accents.
guy named Harry.
Ah!
There's always a guy named Harry.
It's the most popular name in England. Get your butt off my cord.
Yeah, but Bruce is the most popular name in Australia. Billy, what are you doing?
Oh wait, you can sit on that one.
Billy, come over here. Over here. You're so dumb. You're so dumb.
I'll very much feel free to just sort of scrub forward in this.
Oh my God, what's he doing now? Why is he in the middle of a... Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, like, I envision... I don't care who wrote the script, but whoever did was... I guarantee you they were sitting there watching, like, daytime television on, like, a legal pad, and then Paul McCartney says, "What about the tapes?" And then the next character says, "I don't know. What if he gets the tapes?" And then they pull into a parking garage. Insert musical cue.
Let's get into the scariest elevator ever, and nobody pushes a button, it just goes. Oh, Billy, stop that. Go lay down. Billy.
And then they stand in an elevator and talk more about business dealings in the record industry.
It's Ringo.
Here's Ringo collecting a paycheck.
Ringo ate your baby.
Give me my paycheck.
Did the Ringo eat your baby? I love that they're like, this is Ringo tuning up his drum kit, getting it all ready to go.
Please. No.
Oh, I wish I could remember that guy's name.
If only we had phones.
I don't want to look it up. I want to be wrong.
All right, listener, and in this riveting scene, Paul McCartney is puttering about in the studio, talking to Ringo about...
In the worst Hawaiian shirt ever, by the way. And Ringo gets to wear the...
George Martin.
Did Ringo say, "I'll be in this with you if I get to wear the vest, and you don't get to wear the vest"?
Yeah, and George Martin said, Yes, Paul, I'll show up for 30-second cameo. I don't think George Martin even knew that he was in the movie here. He was probably just passing through to go to a real job.
I actually do things for money.
And then Paul McCartney like slipped him a $5 and he's like, please don't make me. He's like, just ignore the contract stuff. We'll.
I do always love the nicknames in English movies. Have you seen Big Bob?
Have you seen old Pepper? Is he having a pint? All right, this was just improv. And then we'll go into the studio.
It's just those two. That's hilarious. Like, did they do all of the fucking instruments?
Okay, this is rule number 1 of movies: is don't have your characters acting bored in your movie. For any reason. But here, it's not even acting. Like, Ringo's just like, fucking shit. Like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, if we weren't in the Beatles together, then I would shove this movie up your ass.
Oh, it's a song.
Yeah, what are we... 12 minutes into this. Like...
Scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs.
And what's the emotional resonance of this supposed to be? Like, oh no, a rich guy's tapes got misplaced for his new album.
Mm-hmm.
He might not make another $1 million. Cue sad...
And get every English actor you've ever seen stat.
Yeah, this is a cavalcade of Harry Potter professors.
Right. I've seen so many goddamn professors... And I don't even watch the movies. Hell, me watching Harry Potter might be a really funny...
No, it'll just be...
Oh, wait! What? Some dude just showed up with playing the trombone or whatever. And Paul... why does Ringo Starr have an entire case of drumsticks? What's going on here? Is that supposed to be funny? How high are they? Because usually the red eyes kind of tell you, but I know Paul McCartney gets so high, it probably doesn't affect him in that way anymore. Look at this shit. What is happening? He believes in yesterdays. That's the extent of this.
This is way too lethargic and boring. Like, there's no way this is a drug movie that we're not missing anything. And if you're getting into like harder drugs, like that makes anything fun. So
Can I just say something? I don't ever want to shit on Paul McCartney because he responded to a comment that I made on one of his things one time, and I'm forever like, that's the closest I'm ever gonna get to ever having anything to do with Paul McCartney. He liked that I commented on something that he posted.
Or his secretary. But...
I just... Whatever. That's as close as I'm ever going to get. It's like, why can't you just be happy with the genius you have? Why do you always have to stretch and stretch and stretch until you do something like give my regards to Broadstreet? I'm American. I'm not even exactly sure what Broadstreet is. Is that a tongue-in-cheek joke of some sort?
Tara's going to take over for a while here.
Oh, here we go. No, that's all right. I need a drink, so I'm going to step away for a sec.
Hello.
Hello. Am I on air?
You are being recorded. We are 12 minutes into the part where Paul's tapes got misplaced, and now he's doing the sad piano version of one of the songs of his. I don't know, but it was the one right after Yesterday. Anyway, it's him being bored in the studio with Ringo. Go ahead with your rant.
Okay, here's my rant. Paul, without the balance of John, really is problematic because he is trying to do like a very soft, theatrical thing because he is a theatrical person. But no, this is a miss on so many levels because it's pure shit. And I don't know why Ringo participated. Maybe because he's Ringo. But
how would you summarize the film? My summary was middle-aged rich guy vanity piece, but I can't figure out who he made this for or why or what the target audience was.
I feel like because he comes from Europe and the post-World War II era, they have this magical picture in their head of the golden era of some time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't exist. It's kind of like people who are always referencing Mayberry. It's not real, but it's just in his head. And so it's this is what really rich, relaxed, cool people would do in Britain. And that's the vibe it gets from me. But
I don't know what film reference, what era of film he's pulling from here. What would be the most comparable thing that he thought he was doing?
I think it's a musical, Singing in the Rain or something, it's like that song, Bring in the Clowns. Do you remember that song?
Send in the Clowns.
Yeah, Send in the Clowns. For some reason, that song, that movie always makes me think of that song. What was it with, the clowns and stuff, too? I mean, there was something...
Oh, because there is a lot of that in this, and for some reason, Paul McCartney thought that he is a good enough actor to do that kind of sad musical introspection, Send in the Clowns.
Yes.
Where you're coming in off the wings of the theater, and the spotlight is on you, and you go into some melancholy introspection.
Yes, that's exactly what I feel. That song, that movie, it's something bizarre where they think it's deeper than what it actually is. It's just, and I think that's where having a counterbalance like John to be dude, that's shit. I mean, that is a necessary thing for someone like Paul.
Because one of the funny things in this is that Ringo is clearly just here as a favor. He's basically yawning his way through every scene.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's just Ringo's existence, though. I mean, he just yeah, I'll show up.
He did. Oh my God, that's all I was saying before you even called.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure because George Martin is in this for 15 minutes. I'm not even sure if he knew he was in a movie.
No, I don't think he knew. I think that it was just some film footage, and you see him just kind of wandering aimlessly, and then it's oh hey, by the way, you're in this film.
Yeah,
and he's okay.
I think he probably thought it was just a music video.
I think so too. I definitely don't think he thought it was a...
Ringo Starr is literally, you were talking about how boring he was. He literally he's put sunglasses on while he's recording just so people don't notice he's taking a nap right now. He's playing the most boring drumming I've ever heard him do. It's okay, sure.
Well, and it's funny too because Ringo is so, I mean, he collaborates with, obviously he has his all-star band, so he collaborates with anybody and everybody that's a great musician, but I feel like he has this obligation to Paul that it's oh, shit.
Fine, I'll do it for you.
All right, I'm here.
Yeah. Sure, fine. I will show up here and I'll do how long? 2 hours? Okay, I can do 2 hours. I can do 2.
I do think that, because he has no enthusiasm.
I love Paul McCartney, but he's not Mr. Party guy. Ringo seems like the guy that you want to that's the guy I want to be standing next to at the party. He's going to have all the great stories. He's going to have all the great... And he's just all right, I'll make this movie with you, but, come on.
Well, I think... Okay, and only Brett and I kind of get this right. Well, you might, because you know Alex. But I always feel if our family was the Beatles, Alex is the Paul McCartney, and it's just because they live in this little, it's a magical world, but it's a little bit too happy sometimes, and without, it's I've got this super good idea, and everybody's sure, we love you, we'll support it, but at the same time, sometimes it's you're smoking a cigarette to the side with just
Do you not need a backup plan? Because I needed a backup plan to everything. Why are you just going swinging out on the vine like Tarzan?
but by the way, we're watching the movie, not just the soundtrack.
Oh.
Well, you have to watch the whole thing for full effect.
Right now because I don't think Jason's ever seen it, but right now is the riveting scene where Paul McCartney is talking to one of his managers in a pub. One of like 20 scenes where it's talking about, gee, I wonder if what's-his-name's gonna bring back the tapes.
Okay, here's a question. Who wrote and directed this movie? I've never looked into that. Please tell me it wasn't Paul, like, doing everything.
Oh.
I have
Because it feels like it may have been.
do some research.
I don't really even want to know. I don't like knowing when we talk about it.
Let's see who to blame for this. But,
No, I'm just curious because, obviously I think anybody that Paul McCartney would go up to, like, I've got an idea.
Let's see, 1984, it would be Jonathan Demme?
Peter Webb directed this. He did...
Nothing! No.
Butch Minds the Baby?
Oh boy.
Is that a movie?
Oh.
It's as bad as you thought.
Sounds like a porno.
It definitely does.
So
he did
Paul got
the
really
Tomorrow
high
People.
and signed something.
So the director of this has only done 7 things and did nothing after this.
Wait, but what if it's totally the opposite, where there was just this, like, film college kid that was like, I have this brilliant idea, Paul, and then it like they meet at some random party, and Paul's like, oh yeah, that's cool, and so they like, it's just a crap person that wrote it, an obscure person that directed it, and Paul and Ringo are just like along for the ride.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a more interesting take.
Have your guy call my guy.
Or Peter Webb is just Paul McCartney.
I've always wanted to be in movies.
Oh.
I've always wanted to be in movies.
It's just his pseudonym.
I'm a film star.
Now I've done it all. I'm a goat.
But to me,
I'm a goat.
To me, what's unforgivable about this movie is just like the plot itself.
Wait, you're like, I feel like even that statement is giving it too much credit.
Yeah.
That there was a plot.
I will say one thing, and now see, I said it before, but you weren't on the phone before, but Paul McCartney looks really good here. Like,
Okay, that's a super positive. That is a positive.
He doesn't look as old as he is even.
No,
I'm sitting there
because
going, he's
I
40,
feel like
around 40 something, and he's
that's
looking.
the micro. What was the thing he went on? The diet?
Oh yeah, he eats bean sprouts.
Yeah, the bean sprout diet. I think that's why he looks so good.
Sure, something like that. Beans and sprouts, or sprouts and beans. I don't remember.
But I just want to.
He's vegetarian or vegan? Vegan?
No, it's even like more extreme than that. It's called like micro. I don't know.
He only eats lichen and
mitochondria.
It's really strange.
Microorganisms.
He only eats plankton.
Okay, so
from the Atlantic coast.
The mist off of penguins' heads.
You gotta suck them dry.
So the two things.
Wait, but I want to know did anybody research what the revenues for this movie was when it came out?
Tens of dollars.
Adjusted for inflation.
Stop making me do research.
Well, I know that it was seen more times on HBO than anything else.
It made $1.4 million.
I don't know if that's adjusted or not, but that's hilarious.
It's literally Paul just buying out
Oh my god! Oh my god!
He makes that much off of just residuals in like 1 week.
I was in the 80s, and can I just tell you, in the 80s, you made $1 million putting out the worst piece of shit ever. Like,
which is why the 80s are so good, though.
There was
in
always,
retrospect.
I was just gonna say, I grew up with a town theater. We saw so many, like, if anything was like there the opening weekend, you were just like, "Oh, that's gonna suck," but you're gonna go see it anyway because it's $1.50.
Exactly.
Okay, so
$1.50 movie theater.
So, two things I want to talk about that I think cripple this movie. One is the stakes. There are no stakes whatsoever to this. It's supposed to be, oh no, like this evil guy is gonna get our record company if we don't get these tapes back. And two, I think more importantly is, does the music keep it afloat? Like what is the music quality of this? And I think the music quality is pretty terrible.
Also, she doesn't know. We're listening to some weird ballroom song.
I know. I can get the general gist.
He's dressed up like a zoot suiter. He's got a zoot suit on now. But like an English version of it.
One of the worst scenes.
Yeah, like
when he has the zoot.
Oh, he has makeup on too. He has like eyeshadow.
Oh,
you know what this is? It's that ballroom scene in Magical Mystery Tour, but it's the whole movie.
Is he trying to like Elvis it or something? Is that what this is?
Oh, that's actually a really good point.
This is just all the nostalgia. Yeah, you're right about this. It's just
that's a solid point.
This has like a early rockabilly type, really bad version of like I don't really like musicals much, but my brother loves them, so I know I've heard many of them, so I know when somebody just musicals the shit out of a song.
Yeah, this is Magical Mystery Tour without the drugs.
This is what it's going to be like on Broadway. This is going to be like on Broadway. We're going to do this. There's going to be a bunch of chicks in poodle skirts dancing around. It's going to be great.
Oh, do you think this was in reaction to Purple Rain?
Ooh, that's a stretch.
Now, okay, expound on that further. And like, why would you think that? Because I think he might be right in a little bit of a way.
Because I mean, wait, when did
Purple
Rain come
out?
out?
The way you said it was like a year after Ballroom Dancing from. That's what I was thinking of.
What year is Purple Rain? Is that 82?
This looks like that's almost an exact copy of that Ballroom Dancing song from the Kinks.
Come Dancing. Yeah, it was.
Well, he likes the Kinks too. He's noted as them as one of his favorite bands, so that could be.
Really, I didn't know.
It could be.
It looks like a complete ripoff of their video.
Well, Purple Rain was the same year as this.
But the whole Elvis hairdo and the makeup and everything is like, what? Like, you're up to something here.
I don't know. He liked this.
I kind of feel like with Paul, he's always trying to be able to plug back into that magic that was missing. Where Ringo has moved on, I don't think Paul ever has. I think he is trying to rediscover the magic because it was so good of the Beatles.
Well,
but but I also wonder he should have added Michael Jackson to this. I think if you could just have Michael randomly coming out oh.
Well, wait, I think I agree with you because every time he collaborates with Michael Jackson or something, he did get a hit. He always got on the radio, and that's important if you want to sell records. There's no.
Oh yeah, because right now there's a West Side Story ballroom fight going on. Michael Jackson would have spiced this up 50%.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he needed to bring in a villain, a good villain, instead of a record producer, which I think definitely was a huge villain in his mind and in the mind of music artists.
That's the problem here is there's no Morris Day. This movie needed.
Well, you could totally say
Ringo should have been the villain.
Did the producer run off with the album because it sucked?
Yeah, it was
No,
like
I'm trying to save you from yourself. It's a movie about me trying to save you from yourself.
And then at the end,
You
Paul
are
McCartney.
having an existential crisis, and he is helping you.
I was trying to save you from yourself.
Also, this movie is hilarious because half the people have torn off their suits and they're dressed like punk, like, I don't know, generic Hollywood punk rockers.
It's a metaphor for the two halves of Paul McCartney. One half wants to be a ballroom crooner. The other half wants to be a dirty greaser.
Oh, I doubt that. But okay. He might think that.
He's a complex dude.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to be a greaser and one.
Speaking of, remember Paul's awesome song "Fuck You"? For you.
What?
When he's like, it's not. He's like, I don't mean fuck you. It's just for you, like for you.
That was like when he thought it was like super deep that he like did the. He's like, it's like the opposite. L7, a square.
Yeah,
yeah, okay, Paul.
Now here's the riveting cafeteria scene.
Everybody had a cafeteria scene in the late 70s, early 80s.
Oh,
this is what Hollywood is like.
For some reason, for a while,
Sorry.
I was under the impression that Paul McCartney was married to like a 23-year-old, and I don't know where I got that from. But
he did it one time.
But I think it was just because of that song "For You" that only an old man banging a 20-something would write that. So now it's even weirder knowing that his wife is like 65.
Yeah.
But his second wife was like really young. Like after...
The one without the leg?
How old was Heather Mills when he married her?
He married some chick and then like they had a horrible divorce and she got a bunch of...
And she got Beatrice, the daughter...
Yeah, so I'm not crazy.
Yeah, she didn't have a leg.
A lightsaber.
Yeah, that's a lightsaber. Look, Tracy Ullman. Oh my God, Courtney. What's her name?
Linda's in this.
Look at sitting next to him, the blonde chick from Melrose Place. Oh my God. How in the hell did they get her?
Linda McCartney.
She was like a 20. What was she? 20?
Who are you talking about?
You're talking about Ringo's wife?
That chick right there.
That's Linda McCartney.
What?
Okay,
I thought she was dead.
Party fail.
She was still alive at this time.
That's the reason they went on the mushroom or whatever.
She died in like 94.
I might need another shot. I saw Tracy Ullman and I got excited.
Yeah, Linda died in like 94.
Yeah, she like died 10 years from now. Oh, I'm sorry.
I've seen this 1.5 times and I still don't know.
God rest her soul.
That's not Brian Cox. What's his name?
I don't know.
Bruce something. He's from Australia. It has to be Bruce something.
I'm just saying, I still don't know what Tracy Ullman's role in this is.
The not quite bad guy?
I don't think there's a role.
I think this was right after she did They Don't Know About Us, so she was like kind of the thing at the time.
I'll bet you this is one of those movies where I would have loved to have seen the outtakes more than the actual movie.
Yeah, because they probably would have been having more fun.
It's like, what was the story supposed to be? And somebody just went, no.
Fuck it. We're getting rid of the script.
No. Just put the songs in and fuck everything else.
It's kind of, to me, like when Britney Spears did that Crossroads movie, and it's like, here's just something to do.
Well, that's most like rock.
Also, Tara, I don't know if you've noticed, but every English person in this movie is bald, except for Paul McCartney.
Well, obviously you have to show up your greatest feature. You can't have...
It's bald dudes in trench coats. I'm afraid to wear a trench coat now. I didn't know that had a connotation to it.
No, but a trench coat definitely has a connotation. I think it used to mean like spy. Then it became like a
old bald English
flasher.
Hey, check out my junk.
And I'm not sure how that transition happened, but
I think it would have been a better movie would have been
commercial break.
A movie about making this movie, but where they lost the script. So that was the movie.
Somebody farted.
A movie about them making up this movie as they go along.
Lots of farting. There's so much farting happening right now.
Someone has the outtakes.
So much farting. What is this? Why is there just gas coming out of holes?
We're in the first dream sequence where...
Oh, a dream sequence. You know what this very much reminds me of too? Muppet movies.
I just thought of Prince. I thought of Prince. That one with the...
What's the word for it? Like a variety?
The one with Sheena Easton. I can't think of what
a variety show in a movie.
Yes, this sounds like...
And it's like Muppet... and it was something in the 80s, because it was like Muppets Take Manhattan was one of those things, and it has that same feel.
Oh, no, Tara.
What?
Look it up on YouTube right now. It's silly little love songs from this, where he looks like fucking Gary Newman.
Oh my god!
No. Oh no!
Oh my god! Everybody has white hair. What is happening?
This is the worst thing Paul McCartney's ever done.
I don't have evidence to the contrary at the moment, but I think there might be something worse. But let me find it. I'll have to do my research after.
Yeah,
but it is
that may be
really
another
tragic.
That may be a whole nother show.
What in
the fuck is he wearing on his head?
No, he's trying to do a Gary Newman thing here.
He's like an albino raccoon.
This is seeing...
Love you. This is a good song. Why is he screwing it up with the?
But this was Paul seeing what was going on with synth pop and new wave, but not understanding why.
He got really fucking stoned and said, "Okay, instead of a raccoon, let's just do what I want you to do is paint my face white."
No, I don't think he's stoned. That's the problem. I think this is Paul McCartney. This is like clear-headed, sober, unchecked Paul McCartney.
Oh God!
Who
doesn't have a John Lennon going, dude. No.
That's what I'm saying. He needs a counterbalance. It's like, and Ringo is always just along for the ride. And
oh my God, Billy.
Billy, leave him alone. Come on, he doesn't understand.
I love you, but your breath.
Your constant need for love.
It almost strikes me as someone who is like has these imagination things that happen when they're a kid, and then they're like, when I get famous, I'm gonna make this happen. Most people
that's maybe the funniest thing you've ever said. When I get famous, I'm gonna make these people dress up like zombies and sing this fucking
song. It's gonna be so cool. And I just don't think I just think that most people outgrow that, and he hasn't.
But then he smoked too many drugs and forgot what the dream was.
If you think one person dressed as Flock of Seagulls is great, wait till you see the whole band dressed as Flock of Seagulls. Holy shit!
All right, that's my final theory on this, was that he wanted Michael Jackson to be in it, and he declined at the last minute and was stuck with this piece of shit.
Yeah, Michael Jackson looked at this and went, all right.
Yeah, because right now right now dancing at the front of the stage is sort of this like a discount.
This guy! Oh my God!
A discount Michael Jackson.
Okay, my theory is that Michael Jackson was like, how many children will be on set? Never mind.
None children, Michael.
Bring me all the children. I don't think Paul McCartney gave a shit about children. Not even his. But that's how artists are.
Which one am I watching today?
I'm like, Michael Jackson. Yeah, bring him on over. It'll be fine.
Yeah, there's plenty of cameras here.
Jesus. I don't know if you see this, but I'm watching this because Brett has it pointed at me, and it's just seriously like a bunch of people that got spray painted white. White. Like, not English white, like white.
Like a mime?
Like white number 2. My grandma used to paint.
Now that circling back to one of my original assessments, I feel like if adding the Muppets would have been a good touch.
That would have been great.
This movie either needs Michael Jackson or the Muppets.
Well, everybody's white number 2, which means it has a little bit of lead in it, which makes it even more white, in a way, depending on which light you throw on it.
Yeah.
But he has this like wig on, and every once in a while you just realize that's a wig because it's flopping around in the back every time he moves his head.
Yeah, this movie could have really used a Muppet.
Tricking anybody.
like one evil rat trying to. If they would have turned the villain, exchanged it for an evil rat, a Muppet rat, the whole course of this movie would change for the better.
Yes, anything remotely interesting would have helped this movie.
A script would have been great.
It's missing an element.
A script. Just a script. Just a basically linear
it needs
script.
It needs a dark presence. And it can be a Muppet rat, but it needs to be a dark presence.
Here's another riveting scene of people driving down a rainy English causeway.
All of a sudden, Paul McCartney is driving with these post-punk people for no reason. One of them is Tracy Ullman, which is adorable. Yeah. She's always adorable, no matter what she does.
This is where this movie starts to really fuck with me, because there's 50 fucking scenes in this movie of just people going, "Hey, I wonder what Harry did with the tapes. Do you think Harry's around somewhere?"
Sorry.
There should just be a scene of, like, the producer Harry just pissing on the tape somewhere.
These are terrible. I have to ruin them any way I can.
On fire.
Well, that is basically the ending. He went to a train station and then got knocked out or locked in a closet.
Why are you ruining the end of this movie for me?
And so the guy was trapped in
Why bother? Don't watch anymore.
The guy was trapped in like a railway.
Oh wait, we're in Scotland now.
Like a railway.
We are just running around the Scotland locks. We're in the Highlands, bitch. We're just running around with dogs. We're running around in the water. Oh man.
I want to see like them driving, and then they're driving up to Hogwarts, and then it like Voldemort just breaks out. And
I just wonder how my ancestors got here. They were drinking out of that fucking mud puddle. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, how come Paul McCartney never got a cameo in Harry Potter? Seems like he's so famous that he was
really
obliged.
I have yet
That's a
to
solid
ride.
point. He would have been really good in the movie.
There's a Chevy truck! Why is there a Chevy truck just out of nowhere?
Product placement, Jason. Product placement.
Oh my god. Well, I don't know. It's got a lot of aftermarket shit on it.
Do you remember Paul's cameo?
Ooh, they scratched it. You're going to get your shit kicked out of you by some... there's going to be a redneck for no reason at all, right?
I hope so, but there's not.
Remember his cameo in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Oh, shit.
Oh my gosh, yes, I
he
completely
looks
forgot about that.
so weird.
He does it. I think he likes to believe he can transform into characters.
I'm a chameleon. I'm like Gary Oldman.
It's literally always just Paul McCartney in a different wig. It's like really bad.
He's saying to his adult children watching Pirates of the Caribbean, he's like, "Did you know that was me?
I was in the Dark Crystal."
Oh no! Like with his grandchildren, like, "Are you shocked?
That was me.
I'm just shocking to you."
That wasn't David Bowie in Dark Crystal. That was me.
I was in the Dark Crystal.
Oh my word.
I was a hero!
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to check out. I've got to get children to bed, and I have too much to rant about this movie, but enjoy.
Wait, are you near Frankie? Could I get a good...
No. Frankie's in a timeout.
Uh-oh.
Give him a pat.
Well, record some farts. I love French bulldog farts.
He pooped in my closet.
That's just his gift.
He's not his gift. He was mad.
Well, he's so stupid. To him, it's a gift. So.
Okay. All right, fine.
They're bulldogs. That's what they do.
I'll send you a picture of Frankie.
Thank you. All right. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Bye. Special guest star. Oh, Ringo's back. Wait a minute. I'm not even kidding. I just love... learning... I watched these videos about Ringo Starr and I just go, wait, what? No, he was actually quite good at drumming. He came up with great ways to make them sound different and interesting.
I'm not editing this episode. Note to self, don't edit this. I'm just...
He edited that
You know
out.
what? No one's listening to it anyway, so...
8. We're gonna get 8.
Also, I don't understand why she's in it. What's her name? Ringo's wife at the time, who was in...
Linda?
No. Ringo's wife.
I don't know.
She was in The Spy Who Loved Me.
Barbara Bach?
Barbara Bachman-Turner Overdrive.
Yeah! She was in
there.
Playboy. She was hot. Yeah, well, she wasn't hot forever. She was not in this movie. By then, she was like 40. Blech.
Although... Because it's not just... Like, if the music was killer in this, it might be enough to be like, whatever.
Holy,
it's just sort of...
Is that Dylan McDermott Mulroney playing...
Sure.
What is happening? Who the fuck is that?
It's Billy Squire.
Holy crap. It's an all-star band. They should have, sold that. Billy Squire is playing the bongos on this song.
The one
You
thing...
can't hear the bongos? What do you mean you can't hear the bongos? Billy Squire is playing the bongos, bitch.
The one thing I do appreciate...
He does like the Rickenbacker guitar, by the way. Something I always love about guitar aficionados, when they go on and on about their favorite guitar and why, and I just think, while I'm listening to it, that sounded exactly the same. What are you hearing that I'm not hearing? Because I don't have the ear for it. I don't...
Pro tip, you can arrange almost any guitar through just subtle adjustments and effect pedals to sound like fucking anything.
We're right. Isn't that the point of getting something with 4 pickups so you can just adjust it to whatever you want it to be?
The only thing you're getting with really high-end guitars is more sustain. That's fucking it.
And you can do that with computers now.
Yeah, you can get a pedal for it. Like, doesn't fucking...
Hell, I mean, you can make computers make you better at playing the guitar. It doesn't even...
And even then, like, there's so much weird difference in guitars. Like, where I've played crap-ass guitars that just, for some reason, have the right mojo and sound awesome. And really expensive guitars that just don't work for some reason. So, like, there's a ton of leeway in how guitars can sound, regardless of price. And that's coming from a guitar professional.
Yeah, I always wondered, everybody, when I was trying to learn how to play guitar,
Is that a
they
Alanis
would always
Morissette?
try to do things on a Stratocaster, and I didn't like the shape of the guitar. It,
She looks just
messed
like
up
Alanis
my-
Morissette.
like, where my arm would be. And I always wonder if a Les Paul would have been better, or a Les Paul ripoff, just because my arm was always in the way. It would like bang on the guitar while I was trying to strum.
And a Strat?
Yeah, the one with the big ass on it. It was always in my way. Like, I guess you're supposed to lay your arm on it or something, but I couldn't do that. I don't know.
I don't know. They're very thin guitars.
I know, it's thin, but it's wide. I have short, fat arms. Oh, Tracy Ullman with the red tights on. God damn.
Going to a council flat.
I always loved those fucking punk chicks. Oh, when they did telemarketing. Woo! I love those chicks. All the metal chicks and the punk chicks. Oh, they were so great.
Hey, gang, why don't we
But
do
they're
another
always-
boring track?
1, 2, 3, 4.
And here's where the movie
Wait.
completely flatlines.
Wait, I'm gonna do the song.
Here's some
One.
boring shit.
2, 3,
That's nice.
4. 1, 2.
Uh-oh.
Three.
We're going into another dream sequence. I always wonder if Linda actually liked doing this stuff. Or if she just couldn't tell Paul no, or didn't want to.
Well, being married, I gotta tell you, they do a lot of things they don't want to do. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Dead air! This is a professional podcast. Now, I'll just describe the movie to you. Now some, what's his name from Harry Potter? Damn it, who's the animal dude? Hagrid. Now Hagrid is coming in to this warehouse by the docks that they're rehearsing their boring music in. And he's coming in to, I think, intimidate Paul McCartney. And in any kind of decent movie, this would lead to like a chase or some sort of confrontation. But I don't think this does. Alright, Hagrid is standing in the corner menacingly while they finish their boring-ass song. Now he's taking notes or something, and the song's still going, and I'm scrubbing ahead, and now it's over. This is a professional podcast. Alright, now Paul McCartney's walking over to Hagrid. Now Ringo's talking to Linda McCartney because none of this is scripted. Now Hagrid, this fat dude with an incomprehensible Scottish accent or something. Oh, good! Another scene about Where's Harry? Another Where's Harry scene.
I'm coming.
Hey, you know what's more interesting than the last scene when we talked about someone wondering where Harry was?
A new scene about
A new scene talking to a different person about where Harry might be.
Where's Harry?
This is called quality filmmaking.
He's in school.
Look, it's Hagrid from
learning how to be a witch.
Yeah, it's Hagrid.
He's totally a witch.
You're a wizard, Paul.
Like that?
And by the way, your movie's boring as shit.
If I've learned anything, every English movie is basically about a wizard or James Bond.
Like, this does look a lot like that scene from GoldenEye.
They always have that guy. Even in Game of Thrones, he's hold the door guy. He's just hold the door guy.
That isn't him. It's just another large.
No, I
man
know,
from the
but
British
they have
Isles.
him in every movie. There's always a guy.
An enormous.
If you ever watch a Guy Ritchie movie, there's always a guy like that.
Right.
There's this giant dude. Oh, he's the big tough guy. Or is he the big softy? You don't know.
Some kind of Cockney Andre the Giant.
They're all 5'9". They're really intimidated by people.
Who wants a peanut?
He's an incredible 6 feet tall. What are we supposed to do? Like, that's everybody.
I am the Dread Pirate Roberts. Whew.
I remember we were talking about that pirate thing. That I have a tie-in with this.
I hate this movie.
How the pirates, like the real pirates, there was always this, like, they had to come up with some gimmick, and that's why Blackbeard put the fuses in his beard.
Marketing.
So he would, like, be scary looking because he's had smoke billowing out around him while he was attacking or whatever. And it was like, yeah, because they were all like 6 feet tall. It's like they're a bunch of tiny little dudes trying to intimidate people like from Denmark who are like fucking way bigger than them. You just have to come up with a new, like, you're a witch. You're goddamn right I'm a witch and I'm gonna fucking burn you. Or whatever. It's like they always had a thing.
Now Hagrid is walking down the street, and some Cockney bastard is trying to start his car.
Gotta have a gimmick.
Whew. I have seen movies more boring than this, but none of them are really coming to my mind at the moment. Oh, Paranormal Activity. That movie's more boring than this.
You ever watch Ishtar?
No.
It's a boring, slow movie, but that being said, I remember it not being that bad.
Oh,
Like it was just
I think he was
slow.
trying to make Blade Runner. I think that's what this is. Like, what if I did Blade Runner but with music?
That would have been the right time.
Now we're at a police station.
What if we put more screens? More television screens.
See, I'm not going to edit.
Everyone has a screen on their desk and lights. We have to have lights.
I'm not going to edit this just so I can translate some of the boring effect of this movie to anyone who tries to listen to this.
All these bald dudes trying to out John Gielgud each other.
Let's just think of ways to improve the film. The bald guy should have been Loomis.
I believe his name was Sir John Gielgud, and he was the greatest thing in Arthur and many other things, I'm sure. But everybody here is trying to out Sir Arthur John Gielgud than Sir Arthur John Gielgud. And if you haven't seen Arthur, you don't know what a movie is. Or can be. Is she stinking again? Come over here and lay down. Come over here. Come on. Come on. I know. Your teeth are stanky. We're getting them cleaned in a couple of weeks, aren't we? Yeah. You can edit that out. She'll be embarrassed by that if she hears about it. When the dogs take over. Why is your breasting so bad? Yeah. Do you want me to get you a chew toy? You want a chew toy?
And then Paul McCartney signs an autograph, and then his agent drops a thing, and then they walk.
A turd?
Then they walk into a building.
We're doing fine. There's only 2 more hours to go, right?
Still better than Howard the Duck.
Ooh! Wow! Where'd you come up with that one? That's a blast from the past. But it did have Leah Thompson in it.
See, all right, this is what cripples the movie completely. Like, okay, you have a thing, like, it's supposed to be like Pee-wee's Big Adventure or something. Like the premise is ultra simple. It's a thing gets stolen, commence to romping. But in this, it's like,
Right, gotcha.
in this, it's like, okay, a thing goes missing, but no one has any sense of urgency whatsoever about anything. Like, there's technically a deadline of, we have to do this or else the evil guy is going to take over the record company. But, like, no one gives a shit.
Just keep making songs.
Right.
What are you bitching about?
Like, nobody gives a shit. Everyone's just leisurely walking around. Fuck this fucking movie.
No, it's not good. I didn't want to say it's good. It's not. It's not good.
Like, another...
It's not good. It's bad. It's very, very bad.
Another thing that could have helped is if there had been, like, a cavalcade of cameos, like famous British actors, or just, like, celebrities in general. But, like, there's not. There's just...
like a Muppet movie?
There's like a bunch of C-tier English actors.
I mean, Michael Caine will do anything, so I can see where you're talking there.
Except for this, apparently.
He did not show up for this. And
Here's a great...
Saying, that was just a lack of asking. If you would have asked, Michael Caine would have been there.
Yeah. Hold on, you're missing the best scene in the movie.
He's a good Englishman. He gives a fuck about his fellow Englishmen.
My cocaine. You're missing the best scene in the movie, which is Paul McCartney gets interviewed by Old Man.
Speak. Speak. I already heard you. Speak. That's the best. Yeah. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Oh my God.
Tara sent me a article about the microbiotic diet, which is apparently has, I think, relevant to...
Does that have something to do with Paul McCartney?
The macrobiotic diet is the strict diet that claims to reduce toxins. It involves eating whole grains and vegetables and avoiding foods high in fat, salt, sugar, and artificial ingredients. Goody. I would rather die.
You know something funny? I I think your sister would have been a great teacher if they paid enough.
Foods to avoid on macrobiotic diet. Everything.
I eat nothing and I like it.
Hey, great, it's another Beatles song.
Which one is
Finger
it?
on though she no longer needs you, and in your eyes you see nothing.
I gotta tell you, there was a funny thing not terribly long ago where somebody was talking about how Paul McCartney liked there were certain songs that he liked and he wanted them to be more prominent. I remember somebody talking about that. And I was like, well, there was your big opportunity there in 1984. You could have gotten them more noticed if you thought they weren't getting noticed enough, but maybe he didn't really.
He had a great perm here, though. You can't take that away from him.
Is it a wig? Is it?
The real unsung heroes of this film
Are the bald guys that have to be on film with Paul McCartney because he will not be filmed with guys with hair?
I meant all the board session musicians.
Oh, okay. Yeah. One of them being Ringo.
Clint Eastwood.
Poor Ringo. I feel bad for that guy. I mean, I feel good for him because he was in the Beatles, but I feel
Oh,
bad.
yeah! I don't have to edit this because I can just label it as a commentary track.
Yeah.
As a listen-along commentary track. Yes! I have an out!
Yeah.
Thank God. Hey, listeners, here's part of some behind-the-scenes magic. I hate editing.
Yeah, because you got to get rid of all the fucks and shits and I don't know why.
Especially now that I know no one is listening, I have no imperative whatsoever to just trim out the boring bits. So I can just say boring whenever I want.
Boring.
Boring. This podcast is boring.
So boring.
It's time to sell out. Hey, guess what? You know, something that leads into that cleverly. You ever just sitting around and your
Would
face...
you like to get in on this podcast?
You ever just sit or wake up one day out of a coma and your face is covered and your face is stained red and you just see plastic bags and cardboard of Franzia sitting around and you're like,
Start over again.
Did I drink all this box wine?
No, I'm watching a Paul McCartney movie.
Franzia. Perfect. Ah, look at all the stupid sheeple.
Call me right now.
She's on Las Vegas time.
She just got done.
It's blitz
with
the clock.
whatever
there.
she's done with.
She probably just went to the strip club and gambled away like $30,000.
She's going to the strip club later. Trust me, she likes going to the strip club. There it is.
Tell her to go to that place that I recommended her.
Okay, talk. So I can get the speaker right.
Here's some trivia for the listener.
Nope, I muted you.
Did you know that the thong...
There it is.
The thong song... You're on the air. Go ahead.
Long time listener, first time caller. I really love the show.
We're watching the most boring movie of all time.
What is it?
It's
Paul McCartney's Give My Regards to Broadstreet, 1984. It's a piece of shit.
It's all the lonely people.
How's Las Vegas?
Exhausting. I seem to have caught some kind of, I don't know, I'm losing my voice.
You have COVID. Everybody in Las Vegas has COVID, I'm sure of it.
I haven't spoken to anybody in about an hour and a half, and I just realized it's gotten much worse.
Was it from yelling at strangers that, I don't know you, that's my purse?
Yes, that's exactly correct.
Anyway, fuck
Actually,
this.
Chris, it's more like,
This
I'm an
movie.
accountant. Why are you asking me that?
Look, it's Mad TV's Michael McDonald.
We're watching Give My Regards to Broadstreet. Do you remember that?
It's an intensely boring movie.
Yeah, but she was a kid when I was a kid, so she might have seen it on HBO every fucking day for like 6 months straight.
I might recognize it if I saw it.
It's just Paul McCartney doing Beatles songs badly.
There is no way, there is zero chance I actually watched this on purpose.
Nobody's seen it.
All right.
Piece of shit.
Well, shit. I guess I was the only one stuck in my house watching this
It's Mad
all the
TV's
time.
Michael McDonald.
It's Mad TV's Michael McDonald.
Do you remember he had a weird role
Chris, I just wanted to tell you, even Ringo is bored in this movie. He's just like, he shows up and he's just like, why am I here? Why am I here? Oh, I can't play this song. It's terrible.
Did you guys watch Halloween Kills?
Ringo looks bored when he's really excited.
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Now it's Paul McCartney in Wuthering Heights.
Oh, I thought
How
he was
could
like...
Ringo possibly look bored? He just looks bored when he's just sitting there and having a great time.
Speaking of Michael McDonald,
I mean-
It's why I love him.
have you guys seen Halloween Kills?
Yes.
Yes.
It has that weird small role bit part with Michael McDonald from Mad TV. He's like there's that gay couple who get murdered,
Yes.
and he's just in it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Why? Why do you bring that up?
Because he's such a prolific bit part actor. He's in so many fucking things. Anyway, he's the second best Michael McDonald. By the way, this is our first two.
Oh, we're going on a what do you call this?
A magical boat ride.
We're going on a boat ride. We're going around. We're going on the Thames.
Oh,
we're going on a boat ride.
By the way, you're our second guest.
Oh.
You're our second call-in visitor of the evening.
Oh my god. How was I not the first? I'm so offended.
Because Tara had more things to bitch about this movie.
I had to follow Tara? This is terrible.
You'll be fine. Brett will laugh out loud at that later. He took his earphones off.
I heard it.
No removing your ear pods. We know this.
No, he has to piss and make a drink.
Well, okay.
He has
exception
been
granted.
very nice to the dogs, and they have been very in his face. Oh my god, it's some Victorian fucking... I don't know what's going on here. Everybody's wearing wigs. Oh, it's like a picnic with 16 pints of wine? Like he had this thing with a wicker basket, but it was like all wine. Nope, that's a Jefferson Memorial. I don't really know what's going on right now. I'm pretty sure that's not in England. Oh, this is terrible.
If I remember my treasure, what's that treasure hunting movie? National Treasure.
Yeah.
Which one is Broadstreet again? Is that the one in Philadelphia?
No, it's Paul McCartney lost his tapes to his new album, and he's chasing them down.
That's the plot.
Okay, excellent.
I synopsis it.
No, they're not chasing them down. They're leisurely walking around, sort of asking where they are.
Right, I'm sorry. I
With my own
meant
interest.
chasing in the most benign way.
Yes. This movie theoretically has stakes, but no one in the movie cares about the stakes.
But it's Paul McCartney, so they went on a duck hunt, but they didn't hunt any ducks.
Yeah, that's why this is so pretentious and condescending, because it's, oh no, this could put my record company out of business, but I don't give a fuck.
See, stop.
Your breath doesn't stink.
No, it's not great.
It is not great. Have a mint.
They don't want mints. Don't do that. They'll choke on them. They're
Wait.
dumb. They're
It's like-
very dumb.
Don't you get my dogs high now.
They're like Chinese finger traps. It's like the more you push, the more they like.
He doesn't understand dogs. I don't know whether to just let it happen or explain to it. Like, yeah,
I don't.
no. Don't.
I only like tiny dogs.
Don't engage. Don't engage.
I only like dogs that are of throwable size.
Look, he just wants that. He wants you. You know what he wants you to do? Take that blanket and throw it over him, and he will pass the fuck out. Like, no, over his face. Just throw it right over. There you go. Watch. He will just. Boom.
He's like,
see, that's all he wanted. That's all he ever wanted. He wanted
Brett,
you
if you
to
listen
love
carefully,
him enough to just cover him up with a blanket. Look at him. He's
Brett.
just look at Chris. He's just dead. He threw the blanket over his head and he just like collapsed.
I was just going to tell Brett, if you listen carefully, you can hear Ziggy say thank you as he collapses to the couch.
I can hear that. Well, now Paul McCartney's turned into Jack the Ripper.
Billy, of course, is
in The Shining.
waiting for him to move again. Because you're new and I want to love you. I want to love you all the times.
Yeah, the movie is flatlined.
Yeah, we're into the winter of our discontent
Well,
on this movie.
This is the only movie I've ever seen that has 2 flat lines.
2.
Yeah, there's one in the right in the middle of the movie, and then here. Where
Yeah,
it's
we have some kind of winter. We have some kind of winter wonderland. Like, ooh, he's running on the water, right?
You know, I take it back. Like, at some point, you need to find some acid, give Nagel a call, and then we'll rewatch this to see if this uncovers the secrets of the universe stuff.
God damn, this is just hurting. I mean, my
I
balls.
still maintain, if I have to get that high to enjoy a thing, am I really enjoying it?
No, because you can just, if you're that high, then you can just enjoy anything. You can just be watching fucking PBS.
This is terrible.
So I've seen a shit ton of bad movies. This is easily like...
Oh, we're back in time or something.
Yeah, this is unironically easily in like the 20 worst movies I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
Now Paul McCartney is in like the horror, like sleeping with prostitutes era of England.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, tell him to run away. That's not his style at all.
Yeah, it's the
Run away like Pinocchio, little man.
It's the Jack the Ripper time. I don't know why anybody talked him into this. This is ridiculous.
So Tara was onto something describing this as like maybe he thought he was like it was supposed to kind of be like a Muppet movie, but if you take out all of the Muppets and insert a ton of self-loathing and malaise, so that I think that's the best way to describe this film: a Muppet movie without the Muppets and self-hatred.
Right, they thought they were going to add some Muppets and this is going to be fine.
Is that a Spuds MacKenzie?
Yeah,
that's the most exciting thing to happen in this movie.
It's another bully.
See, Spuds MacKenzie makes anything better.
Why do you say that? And then my dogs are half Spuds MacKenzie all the time.
That dog had so much sex with human women.
So does my dogs.
Uh-oh.
I mean, they fraught. They don't do.
He's just dreaming of it.
Ziggy's just waiting for you to pass out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take advantage of you.
dogs are just
And he wakes up and his eyes. No. What?
Hey, guess what? This scene's still fucking going!
They thought this would be a fun little fresh. They're talking about Jack the Ripper, basically.
Look, Paul McCartney's getting clubbed over the head by Hagrid.
Hodor!
You're dead, Harry!
Jesus Christ. What is this shit?
Oh, by the way, I decided for any future podcast, we're just talking over movies so that I can just technically call them a commentary track so that I don't have to edit them.
Ooh,
So that
that's
people can
perfect.
just listen along, like, with the movie.
Hashtag
That's
looking
perfect.
looking for the way out.
This isn't just me being lazy and not wanting to invest anything into the podcast anymore.
Well, fuck the people that actually made the movie. They're idiots anyway. Like, Doesn't everybody want to hear what you have to say about?
Oh, this is a good shot.
Well, I certainly do.
What movie does this remind you of? Hold on.
All of them.
No, specifically a Batman movie.
That
That looks exactly like Batman Returns.
Well, this is the goddamn same place. What do you want?
Well, Gotham City's not a real place.
No, it is. It is, and it's in England, and it's.
So tell us about all the illegal things you've done in Las Vegas. Have you gone to that weird dive bar that I told you to go to?
Oh, I have not. I lost the name of it. What was it called?
I don't know. It's next to some Italian restaurant. And...
Buca
Okay,
di
there
Beppo?
can't be too many of those. Oh, you texted it to me, didn't you?
Yeah, that was like the last time you went to Las Vegas.
Okay, well, I might not have access to that.
Let me see if I can find it. Where's Google Maps? Okay. This is good podcasting right here.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Now the moon. Now there's
We have to.
Now there's a moon
Did
and
you
there's
can show you the pictures from my dinner last night? I got to go to Hell's Kitchen.
5 Jack the Rippers.
I told him about Hell's Kitchen. He doesn't know what that is.
You gotta show him the pictures and the videos.
He
Hey, is that Edward Norton?
He doesn't know what it is.
Edward Norton.
Senior? Ed Norton Senior?
Do you say Senior Ed Norton?
Yeah, no, Ed Norton the third.
Senior.
The third one. Jesus. There's Ani Franco right there. Oh no, that's Paul McCartney.
Hey, look, another boring scene.
That's
Paul
just me,
McCartney
man.
sitting in a studio.
I was mildly impressed with how good Paul McCartney looked in 1984.
Hey, look, it's a song that I know.
He's like 40. And I was like,
Yeah, if we ever get out of here. Gonna go straight to hell. If we ever get out of here. Gonna give it all away to a registered charity.
yeah.
Rule number 2 of filmmaking: don't remind people of a better thing in the middle of your movie.
Don't remind people that you did something better 10 years
I don't know, I'm looking
ago.
at a map of Las Vegas and all the Italian restaurants. I'm not seeing it. Maybe it was an Italian
Buca di Beppo!
convenient.
Every Italian person on Instagram bitches about Buca di Beppo.
I know
They're just
that
like, this is terrible!
I know that it's next to the pirate ship casino. What's that one called?
Oh, that one's Treasure Island.
It's next to Treasure Island. I know that.
What?
Okay.
The Italian place?
It's some dive bar that's attached to an Italian convenience store.
I don't know.
Hold on, I think.
The only thing I know is somebody bought a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue and was selling it for $20 a shot, and they paid for it and bought another bottle. I thought that was great.
Yeah, this movie. Well, the one cool thing about this movie is it gets worse and worse as it goes along, to the point where
That's what you always want in a good movie.
where there's
bad
points where
movie.
you can actually forget that you were watching a movie, and you're like, oh, that's still going. Damn it! I could have sworn this place was by Treasure Island. Where is this fucking? Okay, I know it's next to the tram. You know that fucking tram thing?
Yeah.
What's it called? I need like that on the maps. Like where it. Oh, Batista's Hole in the Wall. There it is. The stage door casino.
Okay. I saw a sign for that Batista's place.
It's like in a strip mall. There's Batista's Hole in the Wall is an Italian restaurant. In the same strip mall thing, there's the Stage Door Casino. It's the only dive bar in downtown, and it's right next to the Flamingo.
Oh, okay. So I probably walked past it like 12 times this week.
Yeah, so right next to the Flamingo and Caesar's Forum?
I'm literally walking past that 6 times a day. Okay. And it's the what's it called again? Smokehouse?
Batista, like the wrestler.
Oh, that's the Italian place.
Batista's Hole in the Wall. Oh, the Stage Door Casino.
Stage Door.
So it's at the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Flamingo Road. So, but yeah, it's worth ducking your head into. It's the only dive bar in.
I will absolutely do that. That's like super walkable from where I am right this minute.
Yeah, it's the only dive bar on the Strip. Unless they've remodeled it since 2009, but possibly.
What? They never change anything here.
No.
They never changed anything in fucking Las Vegas.
That place took me forever. Yeah, I had to walk around for like 3 hours just to find something resembling a dive bar. The one time I went.
Speaking of dive bars, while I've been on the phone with you guys, I got a text from Heather, and she says she found a dive bar in New York that we would all like.
Sweet.
So now we have a plan for that.
Is it called Brujas 2?
Well, they've got a photo wall that pretty much looks like the photo wall we used to be on.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Look,
it's fucking New York.
Paul
You can't find a
McCartney.
dive bar in every goddamn block?
Here's another great scene in the movie where Paul McCartney goes to visit some old man in his apartment to ask him if he knows where fucking Harry is, to see if he knows where maybe he took the missing tapes. What a brilliant scrap!
We got this. We're totally going to find out.
They are not solving puzzles and getting the treasure like in National Treasure. That's a shame. They could have done so much better.
Well, it's a little bit like Goonies.
The script of this film is Paul
That was the right time period.
Here, let me read you the script. It's Paul McCartney. Recordings get stolen from Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney goes to a place to ask a person if they know where the person is who stole the tapes. Musical number. Paul McCartney goes to a place to see if that person knows if any information on who took the tapes. Musical number. Paul McCartney drives his car. Paul McCartney goes to a place to...
Paul McCartney drives around in the English version of a drag strip car.
At least it's approaching the end. Thank God.
And nothing happens ever.
Oh, -2 out of 10. This is my first negative rating.
Because negative nothing happens.
-2 out of 10.
I don't want to be the one to break it to you, but somebody has to tell you that's definitely not your first negative number rating.
You're right, I'm having a flashback. It was one of the last few that I... Yeah.
I couldn't live the album, but that's definitely happened.
Fine.
She will always call you out, trust me.
Well, I want to make sure this is the lowest.
I'm married to her. She will call you out every time.
Do you know what that...
You have already said
Do you know what
-10.
Do you know what that number was? Because I want to make sure this is the lowest rated thing.
Oh, okay. I do not, but I think you should go higher than
Look,
number 2. Then.
it's Ringo with a bunch of skinny women, but they're not terribly hot. I'm terrible, but
What's the worst rating you can give something?
I don't know, a Rotten Tomato.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna give this just a hiss.
It doesn't even deserve a boo hiss, just a hiss.
Boo hiss.
Yeah, that's my rating for this film. It's just...
This movie is, I feel like somebody had an idea.
Tracy Ullman's in this for some fucking reason.
What?
That's what I was thinking.
She's in it for like 30 seconds.
It is a Muppet movie.
I feel like there was multiple people who read a script and thought, oh shit, this is a movie I can be in. That's not what it ended up being. Like, he's driving around in a Morris Minor drag car. Like, in England, they take the old 50s cars and they turn them into drag cars. They're not legal for the road. But for some reason, Paul McCartney gets to drive this thing everywhere all the time.
I figured it out. I figured out this movie.
Oh, it's a fever dream.
It's because I've recently gone through this. It's like midlife malaise, but someone made a movie out of this. Usually this is something someone goes through privately, like a private existential crisis, and he filmed it. But I think Paul McCartney thought this was like deep and like spiritual.
So meaningful.
And it's
I thought
not.
you were
He
gonna
was
say
wondering what would happen. What would the world be like without my music, and what would happen if I lost my tapes?
Shit, you're right. God damn it.
damn.
Yes, it's the ultimate vanity piece. It's like the dark side of the moon of vanity pieces.
Why doesn't everybody love me?
It's like, what if I didn't exist? What if the Beatles had never happened? Then you'd be sorry.
Yeah. Just trying. He needed some validation. He was suffering from imposter syndrome, and this was how his therapy worked it out.
Yep. Thank you. We figured it out.
But he gets to drive a drag car everywhere. I don't really understand why.
Yeah, because it's
a little tiny drag car. It's a Morris Minor. You have to look it up. It's
because like how old was Paul here? Probably like 40. So yeah, it's one of those things of like I have done everything anyone can possibly do by the age of 40. And then it's like, okay, I like the sudden vacuum of extreme introspection, and he thought that other people would find this interesting.
I don't really understand.
When it's like, oh, boo-hoo.
Okay.
Boo-hoo. Paul McCartney's having a bad day. How fucking sad.
No,
it's not always fantastic to be part
Why everything that isn't a Beatles song is a jazz?
She high as shit. She's having some great-ass quotes here. You're getting
I just missed you guys so much.
You're getting you get all the podcasts.
But why is it jazz? Like he goes, I'm rock and roll. I invented rock and roll, and then it's I'm gonna drive around in a Morris Minor, and every time I do this, you're gonna play jazz.
Oh, in case you missed it,
What?
In case you missed it. This was the conclusion of the movie. As Paul McCartney was driving around, and then he thought, "Oh, maybe the guy who took my tapes is at the railroad station." Boo!
I mean, where else would he be?
Boo!
Yeah, it's England.
Boo!
It's England. Where would he be?
Boo! Boo!
Where would he be?
Queen of putrescence!
I'm just saying.
Queen of filth!
It's
Boo!
England. Where would he be? He's gonna be at a train station, or
Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
The other train station?
Maybe Hogwarts.
Or David Bowie's sex dungeon.
Well,
I mean, if you're lucky.
the only other thought I had was that channel.
Yeah, you know what this would be awesome? Is if...
Remember when they got the channel?
I want Ryan Gosling to remake this.
They made so many datelines about the channel.
Note to any producer who may be listening to this: remake "Give My Regards to Broadstreet," but with Ryan Gosling,
Oh,
and call it Drive 2.
if this is the soundtrack, it's
But
terrible.
who's going to play Tracy Ullman's part?
Whoever the girl was in Drive.
Yeah.
Anyway, this movie gets
Is he okay?
3 solid hisses.
This
Aren't
is
you-
terrible. Thank you.
No shit!
Thanks.
I never would have watched this again if we weren't podcasting it. I hate this movie.
I'm angry. I'm as angry as I should be. Everything is infuriating.
And yet I can't hate Paul McCartney, because on some level it's like there's a certain amount of bravado to be like, I'm going to make this boring fucking movie and you're going to watch it because I'm Paul McCartney.
I feel like he just was his boring self. And they're like, no, Paul. It's going to be great.
Well, the moral of the story...
Just keep doing that. It's going to be great.
The moral of the story is Paul McCartney at his coolest when he is on drugs. And he is doing...
Right.
Like... Paul McCartney in 1967, 68 is peak cool Paul McCartney.
Right.
Because he is spearheading the fucking Walrus Brigade. He is spearheading the fucking psychedelic movement.
Yes!
That was him at his coolest. It was like English psychedelia. Tripping balls in the forest with all of your magical friends making cool psychedelic rock music.
No, I'm in.
This is just nothing. This is nothing. This is nothing.
I cannot believe.
How is he still alive? How is
Magic.
How has this not infuriated someone enough to murder him?
He eats vegetables.
Oh yeah, Tara was telling us that he's on a microbiotic diet. So all he eats is like fungi and ferns and shit.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
It's why he's so thin and emaciated.
That doesn't seem great.
Yeah.
Only 10 more minutes.
I'll bet you if I made him sit down in front of a cheeseburger for a couple of minutes, he'd give in.
I really hope this doesn't crash.
Crash?
Oh look!
Well, I'm afraid I can't rate the movie, but I'm gonna rate the podcast episode, and it's fantastic. This is an off the charts 15.
Great. Just
You can quote me on that. Put me on the ad for this episode.
give the movie a hiss.
The movie is
I will
awful.
give the movie a hit. Sure.
Shit, you're.
Granted.
Yeah, Chris, you're right. This is a what's that Christmas movie with? He's like, well, gee, Wally, like I'm gonna jump off the bridge. Because right now it's Paul McCartney pretending to be a poor street musician.
Right.
So your theory was right. This is what if Paul McCartney had never gotten lucky and stumbled into the Beatles.
Couldn't even make it that far. Holy crap, that was terrible.
What a great ending.
Here's your tapes.
He finds his MacGuffin sitting on a fucking bench.
This is so dumb.
Well, I mean, it's not a podcast episode until Brett completely loses his shit. So well done.
I would rather listen to us bitching about it than actually watching the movie.
There's 3 good things in this movie: the cat that just appeared, the Spuds McKenzie, and Paul McCartney's hair. So there are 3 positives.
Yeah.
Was his hair perfect?
Yes.
They weren't enough.
Right, if you're gonna make a boring movie, just put more animals in it. They're free.
It's like, it could have been a cartoon.
There's a question: why do people refuse to put live animals in modern movies? Like even like a fucking squirrel, people will just see.
I think the CGI is cheaper than the insurance.
Like, is PETA that bad where you can't even just like use a fucking squirrel?
Probably kick him in the nuts. Let's see what happens.
Like, it's like, am I the only one noticing that? Like, there are no live animals in movies anymore.
No.
Like,
Yeah, no, you're completely
it's just,
right.
like crappy CG animals. Like, not even by accident. I think even if you get one incidentally in a scene, they'll just CG an animal over it.
They'll put it'll be a bunch of squares. What used to be there?
See, it's a happy ending. I'm Paul McCartney. I'm rich again, bitch.
Oh,
and the world is as it should be.
Uh-oh.
I made my money.
And then Sunglasses Guy gets his comeuppance.
Uh-oh.
His really boring comeuppance. Where he's like, oh, now I don't get the record company. What a bother. What a bother. Bugger. Bugger.
And then?
Bugger.
But what?
And then Linda McCartney, who's stoned off her ass, answers the phone. Do you see how... This is the only time I'm rewinding this movie. Look how high on cocaine she is here.
Alright, I gotta get my ear.
Watch this. Just watch her stumble to the phone. She is fucking stoned off of her ass.
She found the phone.
She's on the vegan cocaine diet.
She found the phone.
Cocaine doesn't harm any animals, right?
Right.
No, obviously not. Only women and children.
She found the phone.
Anyway, I gave it a hiss out of infinity. you give it?
Oh, I gave it a burp and I don't know.
A burp's the same as a hiss, and Chris, you
Yeah.
gave it. I don't care. I'm in Las Vegas,
She's in Las Vegas.
calling in from a strip club.
I can't. I didn't actually watch the movie, so I can't rate the movie. But
Yeah, but
I'm giving the episode a 15.
You gotta go get yourself another burger.
A 15.
It seems really dumb to eat chicken here when there's like really good food available, but I don't know if I can eat any more beef. I'm gonna have to find some fish.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find something else different.
Somebody needs to feed me lobster. Very expensive lobster.
Goodbye.
Well, go get it.
This is the last episode of the podcast. Goodbye.